Elon says it is impossible for a car to be autopiloted without an attentive driver.
So what Elon is saying then backs up the suspicion that he was alive when he arrived.
Correct. Or they're hackable and you can control the car without anyone there. Psyop number 2. We have this Cybertruck that shows up in front of Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, blows up, and everyone says, and even Elon says, it is clearly they are connected.
Yeah.
And we're thinking, oh my gosh, the terrorists are everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And they're so smart that they would choose a truck that wouldn't actually blow up.
But give that about 8 hours, the whole X and the internet goes, we are so glad that the terrorists chose a Cybertruck. Because if it were for the Cybertruck, people got hurt.
I'm telling you.
Thank God for the Cybertruck.
We made light of it, but bro, they're literally psyoping us with light advertising. We're there. We're there. I mean, the next time that we have some random, 17-year-old white dude cross the state line to go help out with the Black Lives Matter, riots, when he comes over and he gets shot and killed, what's going to happen? He's going to have all of that gear. He's going to have the Magpul. He's going to have the Glock. There's going to be all this advertising on him. I mean, that's how it's going to be. And when he dies, they're going to make sure that they don't take his Air Force Ones, and they're going to talk about those Air Force Ones and how important they were.
How only the Air Force Ones have survived.
Exactly. That, and of course his passport, which is like like a thermonuclear reactor, because every time a terrorist hits something, the passport always survives.
So this car blows up. I'm sorry. Cybertruck implodes. And within it, the body is unrecognizable.
Oh.
Everything is eviscerated.
That's interesting.
The only thing that survives is a passport, because passports are explosion bulletproof.
They're indestructible, man.
It's made on the most amazing paper ever designed.
Oh, is there a name for it?
Yeah, it's called paper.
Dude, we are there, dude. We're there, man.
Passports apparently do not go up in flames.
Well, we knew that on 9/11. I mean, after the entire plane dissolved into nothing, the only thing that we had left, passports.
Apparently, this passport survives. The body is unrecognizable. But they also find a Desert Eagle 40 cal?
50 cal.
50 cal?
That's a heavy gun.
And they say that this guy shot himself in the head with a 50 cal, and then it dropped down below, which is crazy because if anyone knows guns, if you shoot a 50 cal, the recoil on the thing is
Have you ever shot a 50 cal?
Yes.
Dude.
It will blow your shoulder
Dude, you have to be prepared, because if you don't be prepared, you will smack yourself in the face.
And apparently, this guy turned it around on himself, shot it, the gun drops on the ground, no one even hears it.
Matthew,
if anyone's been to a firing range and shot a 50 cal, those things are ridiculously loud.
Dude, it's a bomb explosion in a gun.
No one heard it. No one heard it.
Yeah, no gunshot.
No gunshot.
And if you think about it, if you're going to shoot yourself in the head with a 50 cal, which frankly is the most logical thing to do, because you don't want to shoot yourself with a 22, you might actually live. So the 50 cal makes sense from like a let's get it done.
Okay.
However, I don't care who you are. If you're going to point a gun at a 50 cal at your head, that thing is flying out of your hand.
Yes.
No one's holding it like this with two hands. And even if you did hold it with it, it'd probably fly out even farther.
Yes.
You have to do one of these, right? And after you hit that trigger, that thing is flying to the other side of the car. No doubt. Number one. Number two, which is what you just brought up. No gunshot sound?
None.
No gunshot sound. That's intriguing to me.
In Vegas, where there are cameras everywhere.
Probably almost as much as the Pentagon on 9/11.
Probably more.
Probably more.
I mean, what happened to that plane?
Well, Does Vegas have more than trillions of dollars missing?
Every day. So the guy shoots himself, allegedly.
Allegedly.
The passport survives, and everyone's like, oh, we know who the guy is.
Of course.
Later on, we find out that the car, apparently, there's a video of him and his head moves before the explosion.
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah.
Meaning he was not dead at arrival.
And so,
How did he get there?
was it Cybertruck autopilot?
Elon says it is impossible for a car to be autopiloted without an attentive driver.
So, what Elon is saying then backs up the suspicion that he was alive when he arrived.
Correct. Or they're hackable and you can control the car without anyone there.
Oh. But as long as we're talking about Cybertrucks, it's all good.
But we will never know because as soon as the Cybertruck terrorism happened, I'm coining that phrase, by the way, Cybertruck terrorism. That'd be really bad for his brand, by the way.
Yeah.
If those two words stuck together.
What the word Cybertruck terrorism?
Yeah.
Those two words? Not terrorism, Cybertruck.
No.
No, Cybertruck terrorism.
Exactly.
Like on a t-shirt, like Cybertruck terrorism?
That should be a t-shirt.
What about a hat, Cybertruck terrorism?
Or Cybertruck terrorist.
Ooh.
Or Cybertruck heart terrorism.
How about Cybertruck terrorista? Dude, we're still getting demonetized, bro. SAR! Don't do it, SAR! SAR! Don't do it, SAR.
So as soon as the explosion happens, Elon decides to send the Tesla team to go investigate.
Well,
Because it is an act of terrorism according to everybody, according to Elon, according to the FBI. And the first thing you do when there's an act of terrorism is you allow the manufacturer of the car in.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
That reminds me of like a Clinton case. It reminds me of almost like a Joe Biden case.
What in what world is it okay that the car that was used as a weapon, that the manufacturer of said weapon is allowed to go investigate the scene of the crime? This is actually unheard of, and no one talks about it, which is crazy. But in all seriousness, there's absolutely zero reason that his Tesla team should be allowed anywhere near that crime scene.
It's kind of like letting a reporter into the
house of the
house of the.
Did you saw that too?
The guy.
Yeah. How did she get in there?
Which also happened.
How did she get in there?
So we find out the guy's name, and we find his apartment, and the FBI goes and raids the apartment. But don't worry, they were very neat and clean and orderly.
Yeah.
Because usually when the FBI raids, they are very polite.
They wouldn't want to mess up a crime scene.
And the reality is that when the FBI raids your house, they don't give a fuck about your belongings. They don't give a fuck about your house or order at all. They tear through the place and they take everything they can.
Of course. Ransacked.
Somehow, 24 hours after we identify who the person is, which happened quickly because they found the passport,
Yep.
there is a reporter doing a MTV Cribs style video inside of said apartment.
I know. How?
And conveniently, in the video, there is a Quran.
I didn't notice that one. Really?
Yeah. There's a Quran on the table.
This is like CNN showing up to that jail and finding that one lone one prisoner who didn't know that the prison was broken into and stayed in the corner all clean shaven for about 2 days, he said.
There is a Quran on the table. There is a paper shredder with all the paper still hanging out. You can't make this stuff up.
I know.
And I'm thinking, and at
Don't
that
forget
time,
about the bomb making station.
Oh yeah, the bomb making station.
and a bomb making station. And I'm thinking, like, this is the biggest psyop I've ever seen in my entire life.
But here's the thing, though. People have been watching CSI Miami and CSI Vegas for decades, dude. And this is exactly what the crime scenes look like in CSI Miami, New York, and Vegas.
And everyone's tracking this going, oh, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This is what I'm used to. this is what Hollywood told me.
Yes,
this investigation is supposed to look like.
Because you can solve an entire crime in 56 minutes.
And people have.
With commercial breaks.
Cybertruck.
Pepsi.
And so this whole time, I'm thinking this is the craziest I've ever seen. I've never seen an episode that screamed more psyop than this episode.
I like that word, episode. This was a good episode.
But, and then there's the curveball.